Ivan, thank you so much for coming down to Elizo. Really appreciate your time for bringing your beautiful ride here. As we all know, NSX is one of the cars that everybody talk about if you are a big time Honda purist or a Honda fan, right? So I believe this is a 1991 model, correct?
Yes, it is.
Today I have Zoey here. Zoey is a big fan of NSX as well, right Zoe?
Yep.
Yeah, so all the questions, whatever you want to ask, Ivan is here.
What made you buy this car?
Obviously, it's a childhood dream. I live in an era whereby all these legendary JDMs come into video games, into races. So this was one of the cars that I think it's worth keeping because of the aluminium body.
Yeah, prices going crazy, you know. You know how old is this car though? This car is now coming to what, 35 years old? Am I right?
Yeah.
It's 35 years old, way older than you,
I'm
you know.
only 17.
Yeah, and can you imagine the design back then 35 years ago? I mean, this timeless, you know, it's still beautiful, right? And that's why it attracted you as well.
Yeah.
And back then, pop-up headlight is like the things to go, you know, when you have a sports car with a pop-up headlight, it's something to shout about, right?
Yeah, sadly, the pop-up headlights doesn't exist anymore in modern cars these
But
days.
now it's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Coming back in fashion. It's like back then we had bell-bottom, now then the bell-bottom disappeared and then now it's coming back again. Like now you're wearing bell-bottom, are you not?
Bell bottoms.
Okay, so when did you actually purchase this car?
I got it back in 2018. It was a time where Mahathir came to place actually.
Right.
So they took off the GST. So the price actually came down to a very good level where I can get it.
But still expensive though, back then, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when this car first came out in 1991, it was going for around almost 300,000 ringgit, 290 something, brand new. And today, after 35 years, the car is fetching more than 300,000. You know, it's crazy. It's double the value actually. So that shows how collectible this car is.
So how did you feel when you were able to get your hands on this car? What was your feeling?
The first time I actually saw this car was when I was a young boy. I started driving. Back then I had a Honda Prelude.
Oh,
Then,
nice. Which one, with the pop-up
yes,
headlight?
with the pop-up headlight as well. So a little bit history, actually my dad used to own a Honda Prelude. Then years later when I started driving, we saw one and we got it. So what happened was we always go to this mechanic, and at the same, when we went to the mechanic, there's always this silver color NSX.
Right.
That was the first time I saw it and I was wondering, what kind of modern car is this? The look is so good.
Looks like Ferrari.
Yeah, it looks like Ferrari and so sleek. Right. So that caught me doing some research. And years later, when I was going to uni, I was looking for a car, a new car to replace the Prelude.
Right.
So we saw one NSX in one of the car dealers. It was only going for 90,000 ringgit.
Wow, that was a steal.
That was a steal.
Back in the 90s, NSX, I would say, is the only supercar back then that can challenge Ferrari, right? I don't think there's any other car out there in the same position with Ferrari, right? Yeah.
Back in the
How-
days.
Yeah.
How about a Miata?
Miata, until today, is the most sellable, the most popular sports car in the world. They have sold, I don't know how many millions. You can Google it. They are in millions. Nobody beats Miata.
How about the NSX? How many people owns this car?
First generations, it was
First
what,
generation.
18,000 plus unit? This is the first generation, yeah.
Yeah, but in Malaysia, I think we have about close to 30 units right now.
That's still a very small
Yes,
number.
yes, still a
30
very small
unit.
number.
Out of 30 unit, how many automatic do you know?
I think most of them are automatic.
Automatic.
Yeah.
So only a few manual. So yours is
It's automatic, yes.
Okay.
A lot of autos have actually undergone conversion to manual in Malaysia.
And how much would it cost to convert to a manual?
I think the kit itself will cost you north of 30,000-40,000 ringgit, excluding the works to convert the car.
Wow. Well, some may say it's worth it, some may say not worth it, depending what is your usage. For me, in KL, driving manual, it's crazy, right? Unless it's your weekend car, then it's okay. Otherwise, I think I enjoy more having an automatic
Easy cruise.
transmission. Yeah. The second generation, however, has lesser production. It's only about 2,000 something unit, right? And for some reason, it was not so successful. Just not enough demand. Honda could have produced more, but it's just simply not enough demand. I don't know why. To me, it still looked good, very futuristic, but somehow I think this is the model people sought after, right? More people are actually into the first generation?
Back then, it was the first time this car came out, so the popularity was there. But actually, in terms of the second generation, the NA2 actually is the body and the structure is actually mirrors the NA1 Type R.
Right.
So actually, it's quite good as well.
I believe that Ayrton Senna was heavily involved with this car. Did you have any interest in like watching him race back then or what?
Back then, I'm not really into watching the races, but I know about this guy. And when I was doing my research, of course, this name popped up and he was heavily involved during the development of this car. So when they finally had the car, they just sent the car to him to test drive. And he had a lot of feedback on the car. And Honda actually tweaked the car to his feedback.
I mean, Ayrton was a Honda factory driver. Back then when he drove Formula 1 car, the engine was powered by Honda. There's a close family tie collaboration between Ayrton Senna and Honda. So yes, you are right. He was heavily involved during the R&D stage while they were, designing the NSX. And I think the part that he involved the most is the suspension. He tuned the car to the way that that's why the NSX is such a good driver's car. It handles so well. A lot of people say it's like a big go-kart basically.
So do you want to buy me an NSX?
Nah, no, I think we stick to Miata. It's a lot cheaper,
So have you like modified the car in any way or is this like stock?
It's definitely not stock. When I got the car in 2018, condition weren't that great, so I had to spend a lot of time restoring the car. There was an incident whereby the gearbox actually was totally
Worn out?
not working.
Oh, not what?
Yeah, so the car couldn't accelerate, so we had to rebuild the gearbox
From scratch?
From scratch. And recently I had the engine rebuilt as well.
Okay.
And of course, there's a lot of parts that has gone into the car. For example, I have a air cup kit so that I can go through bumps.
Yeah, I saw the air sub.
Yeah,
Nice, yeah.
yeah. The rims I have 2 sets of rims. This is the second set.
This is a Ray.
Yes, the Ray T37.
Nice. Goes really well with the era.
Yes, it really goes well with the era. You're right. Of course, I think there's a couple of upgrades in terms of the exhaust, the cooling system.
I saw the carbon bit, the
Yeah, the
Kevlar
carbon
bit,
bit,
the engine
yes,
cover as
yes.
well. Very nice.
Just a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But essentially, we still try to maintain the original looks of it.
As much as possible,
Yes,
yeah.
as much as possible.
Is there a reason why you didn't upgrade the brakes? Sufficient, right?
Sufficient, yes, sufficient.
Yeah.
How about the color?
It was originally this color, but of course, in the Honda racing red. So this car actually is painted to Ferrari Rosso red.
Do you know the most popular NSX is actually in white?
Championship white. Yeah.
Correct, championship white. That was when they first introduced the NSX, right?
Yes, the Type R color.
But surprisingly, this car only pushes out 270 horsepower. Why is that?
Well, back then 270 horse is a lot, especially this is only NA. It's a 3-liter V6 NA, so to push out anything over 200 in the 90s is a big deal. For today's standard, not a lot, but then having said all that, this car is pretty light because aluminium body panel, the car only weighing around 1,300 plus kilo. So power to weight ratio is sufficient, So for today's standard, it's relatively low, yeah.
So do you have any future plans with this car? Are you planning to sell it or anything?
No, I'm not gonna sell this car because it's priceless to me. So I'm just gonna maintain it. Hopefully when I'm gone, I'll just pass it down to my son.
And any plan taking it to Sepang?
Not really.
Well, we're very opposite then.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to trash my car on the track. Right, Ivan, as you mentioned earlier, we have about 30 over NSX. Am I right? In Malaysia? 30 over numbers unit is very, very small. I hardly see them. Like Zoey also told me that at Super GT, she never actually seen one on the road, So what happened to the rest of the other owner? Why are they so shy?
We used to come out quite often. I think almost maybe once a month we'll come out for a drive.
Okay.
But since the car price has come up quite significantly, I think most owners are afraid of taking the car out.
Right.
And of course, I think there's just a lot of attention on the car. So hopefully, we are able to host our annual or biannual event going forward. And with new owners coming in, hopefully can join the club as well.
Ivan, I can extend this invitation through you. Tell the NSX owner they are welcome anytime to Elizo Speedway. We have a beautiful track here. I mean, not here to trash the car, but have coffee sessions and whatnot, just all the NSX members, they're all welcome here. Help me to invite them, okay? Let me know when they want to come. We get this organized for you. How's that sound to you? Good?
Good.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming down. But before we let you go, since you put in so much effort, I also want to take you for a quick tour over to my garage.
Sounds awesome.
Let's go. Welcome. Let's start with this garage. This is actually my second garage. The first garage that we built over there is already full house. So we run out of space, so I have to temporarily build this garage to house more cars, you know, to store here. Okay, here we have a 40 years old 944 turbo. As you know, my very first Porsche was actually a 944 turbo. I have this opportunity to acquire this car, so it's nice to buy back a piece of my memory.
Yeah.
And then on my right is a 964, belongs to a good friend of mine from Kuching. I try to keep it as original as possible because it's such a classic. I don't want to ruin the look of the car. I'm just gonna add a few bits of modern bits to the car to make it classic and yet still very premium looking. Yeah.
These are the original seats?
Everything is original in this car.
Really nice.
Yeah. 6,000 kilometers, Ivan. Yeah. And the funny thing is, the guy who sold me this car, the previous owner, his name is also Ivan.
I know him.
You know him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So they owned this car for a good 5 years. And he only clocked less than 1,000 kilometers in this car. The very first owner was also Malaysian. Upon receiving this car from Stuttgart, there was the first full service history until today. So the car is very well preserved. Big thank you to the first two owners, and I've just been lucky. I look around in the internet, a 944 turbo, less than 10,000 kilometers, I've not found one. They're all in 15,000 kilometers and above, and they're all asking around 65 to 75,000 USD, and that's before shipping it in, before all the tax. So this car now is fetching good value as well. Back then, this car is only brand new, 16,000 USD, cheaper than NSX. You know, when it first came out, it was only 16,000, and today the price is what, in the range of 400,000 ringgit. It's ridiculous, you know. In terms of value appreciation, it's a lot. 964, yes, it's collectible, but too many in the market. You know, it's special, but to me, not as special as the 944. There's only 4 944 turbo in Malaysia, only 4. Okay, this is the only one less than 10,000 kilometers with such conditions. You know, 964, almost everywhere. You know, you can buy one tomorrow. They'll pop up tomorrow. You know. Then we have the 500 over there, and Mini. But again, these are quite common. Not the 500. The 500 are quite unique. Not many. I think only maybe 6, 7 in Malaysia. Okay, moving forward. Let's head down to the main garage. Ivan, welcome to our second garage. So this is our second garage, but was the first one I built 8 years ago. Earlier, that one was at a later stage. So in here, some are my old race car, but some are not. Starting from here, we have the GD86, which is my drift car. This is a 360 Challenge Cup car. For track, that's a GD3. And then the BMW is also my drift car. And then this is another GD3 Cup car. This is the what we call CN back then, but basically the new model now is this. So this is the old prototype, the new prototype. This is the LMP2 car that raced in Le Mans, full carbon, full monocoque, entire body, through the chassis, everything is carbon. If you talk about the model for Geneta G57, this is the only one in Asia Pacific. But there are other LMP2 in Japan, in China. But for Geneta G57, this is the only one in whole Asia Pacific. Yeah, this one most likely only one in whole Asia Pacific. They only produce about 25 in the whole world. G57 less than 10 in the world.
How do you acquire them?
I used to race for Geneta back then in the GT car. We went to Bathurst together. We finished 4th in Bathurst 12 hours. We won MME 12 hours championship together with Geneta. I tried with Lotus, we didn't win. We finished 2nd. And then I tried with Lamborghini, we didn't win. After 7 years trying to win the 12 hours Malaysia championship, I ended up winning it with Geneta. Yeah, so I drove for them for 2 years. 3 years. 1 year in the GT car, 2 years in the LMP. And that's how I end up, you know, getting the car. I have 2 of this. I sold the actual race car. Yeah, so this is actually the spare car. Yeah, so this car never been raced before.
Perfect condition.
Perfect, but we took it to the track before, just sepang only for track day. Yeah, we collaborated with Milwaukee as well. All our power tools are all supplied by Milwaukee. This is a place where Zoey always sneak in and muck around with all the cars when I'm not around. This is something I'm very proud of that I want to share with you. This is a car that actually put together by my in-house team. Of course, I have an engineering partner, VR Motorsport. We work with them closely as well. So as you can see here, a lot of stuff are fully customized, from titanium piping, exhaust to all the billet stuff, the fuel rail, the entire air filter system, you know, all fully custom here in Malaysia.
How long did it take for you to build this?
Oh, this car took us 7-8 months, around there, yeah. So it's a lot of hard work. So finally this car is ready to go. Full NA, this is a 3UZ Lexus 430 engine. It's only 330 at the wheel, but bear in mind it's a NA. We have 440 Newton meters of torque. This car weighs only about 1,000 kilo. Power to weight ratio, this is more than enough. All the power comes in at 3,500 RPM. So it's a beautiful power band, you know, for drifting. Moving forward, the other side, another big V8. Again, this is done in-house by the team Elizo, which I want to show you. This one, we have a LS3 V8 twin turbo. So that's a V8 NA, this is a twin turbo. The engine is pushing out 800, but to keep it safe and reliable, we're running at about 530 at the wheel. This guy is pushing almost 600 Newton meters of torque as well. A lot of all this custom billet titanium, again, just exactly the same like the other car. That's all built in-house. In there you can see we have 4 bucket seats. Bodyworks, everything's all made in Malaysia by J White Body Kit, a good friend of mine who only specializes in making white body. We moved the radiator, everything to the back. This is where the air goes in through here. So we modified the rear windscreen, converted it into an inlet, and then coming out from this back end here. With the distance increase from the front to the rear, we actually increase the water volume. So more water takes longer time to heat up. And also it allows the water to cool down by the time it gets to the radiator and then return back, so the water actually cool down. And then the other reason is also weight distribution. Having the weight at the back is, well, technically there's no more room in front. So that's why we moved the radiator to the back as well, you know.
So much thought has been put into this.
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
So Ivan, thank you so much for bringing the NSX here, and I really hope you just enjoy this tour.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And we hope to see you around. Beautiful ride you have there. Thanks, Ivan. See you. Okay.